Welcome to another edition of Fabric 5. I'm Steve Hughes, Data on Wheels founder, and today we'll be discussing why it matters that Microsoft chose Delta as the open source standard format for Fabric. Let's get started. Why does Delta actually matter to us? If you started your career like I did, I am a database guy through and through, relational. Love my relational databases. But the data lake is a lot more flexible, and Microsoft chose to use the open source format of Parquet and Delta to actually support Fabric, Lakehouse, and Data Warehouse. Why does this matter? I listed 5 different things here to discuss. First of all, it's ACID transactions. If you've worked with data lakes for a while, you know that managing transactions in them is not easy and very difficult to do. Using Delta allows you to actually apply ACID principles to the data lake, which is huge. My favorite reason personally is time travel. I love the fact that we can go look at a previous version of the data for either reporting across changes in state or recovering to that state if I need to, due to a bad import or insert. Delta also manages metadata, including columns and data types, making ingestion easier. And speaking of ingestion, Delta tables support batch and streaming workloads. Finally, Delta is optimized for read and write and even supports updates. Something that is difficult or impossible to do with Parquet alone. But the performance improvements with Delta over Parquet, especially on read, is quite substantial and useful in any analytic solution. The tables area of the Lakehouse and all of the data warehousing fabric use Delta table to support the functionality and allow us to use the data in the one lake like it is querying from a table. How does it do it? One of the secret sauce pieces is the Delta Lake transaction log. If you look at your Delta table through the lens of a file explorer, you'll see your table as a top level folder. And in that folder is the Delta log. As the Delta log, you can look at this and see the changes in the JSON files as changes are made, whether it's inserts or deletes, but typically it has to do with the files you see here, the combination of the files make up the current version of the data. The transaction log also supports checkpoints and other optimization techniques to maximize read performance in the data lake. Using these techniques, Microsoft was able to create an open source platform that performs well and has been working in Azure Databricks, and other solutions for a while. I hope that you found this useful. And just a way to look at some of the ways that Delta matters in Fabric. If you enjoyed this video, please check out our other videos. Give us a like, a share, or subscribe to follow what's coming next in Fabric. Thank you and have a great day.